Hi, my name is Francis Wade over here at Two Time Labs, and today I want to introduce you to a new idea that we've been working on. An idea that can change the way, well, actually, not the way, but the reason you manage your time. So here's the question I'll be answering today. How can you use the ideas in Time Management 2.0 to boost not only your happiness, but also your productivity at the very same time? Well, I say we start with a problem. This is a problem that I'd say affects all of us. And it's the idea that productivity is difficult. It's hard, it's painful, and it requires awful sacrifice just in order to produce results. This idea has stopped many of us from improving the way we manage our time. But I want to take us to a different place today using one of the principles that we've been working on from a book called. So if you haven't heard of the book, it's written by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. It has a heck of a name to pronounce. And it's about the psychology of the optimal experience. And in his book, he makes the point that when we're at our most productive, we actually are the happiest, most fulfilled, and have the greatest sense of peace of mind. It's an amazing concept, and it's based on the research that he's done for his entire life. We've taken that concept and worked on it here at Two Time Labs to produce the results that you're going to see in this interactive. But let me start by telling you a little bit about my own discovery of the book and the concept. So my background took me through Cornell's engineering school of operations research and industrial engineering. And for those of you who know anything about Cornell, it's a cold place. The engineering school is one of the most difficult. And for 4.5 years, I, I struggled pretty much through a bachelor's and a master's. Well, looking back, you wonder why you afflict yourself with certain things in life. And my experience going through it was one in which all I had the time to do was to eat, sleep, study, and I had a part-time job, and go back to it and repeat the cycle. And I went from there to AT&T Bell Labs, and took pretty much the same principle that producing results, productivity had to do with working long and hard. And the people that were most productive were the ones that came in on weekends, worked at home. And I carried that principle right into my own thing, where I started my own company, left Bell Labs after working there for 5 years, and my own company. Now it was up to me. I actually had two companies. And the way I approached it was pretty much the same, except that the day started at maybe 6 o'clock when I woke up, jumped out of bed, and walked right into the office to start working in my pajamas. So for me, being productive meant sacrifice. And it wasn't until I read the book that I found that my best work actually doesn't come from moments of sacrifice. It comes from what the author calls the flow state. So, how do you get to the flow state? Well, that's one of the principles that we've developed here at Two Time Labs. It's one of our goals to find ways to give our users and our readers, and anybody in the world actually, access to increased moments in which they are in the flow state. And our conviction is that it's not just a matter of luck. It's a brand new fundamental. It's not a new concept in the sense that the book has been around since the mid 1990s. But the idea of turning it into a time management fundamental is a new one. It's a new one for us. And what we've done is put together a assessment and a quiz that I'm going to tell you about shortly and give you actually a chance to complete. So here at My Time Design and at Two Time Labs, we use a form. The form is called the My Time Design Assessment in this particular program. As you can see, you fill it out by completing your name. And the particular fundamental that the quiz is based on is called flowing. And as you can see, you have the opportunity to rank yourself and your skills at 4 levels: at white, yellow, orange, or green. And those happen to correspond to belts in the martial arts. So, what I want you to do is actually click away from this particular page. Take the self assessment. It lasts only about 13 or 14 questions. Come back to this page and then continue with this particular interactive video. And I'll see you in a minute. Still here? You should have clicked on the icon below and gone over to that quiz. Go ahead. Okay, and welcome back. So you should be in possession of some knowledge that you derived from the quiz, which is what belt level you possess in the skill of flowing. The questions that you just saw all come from ideas that are built into that book, Flow, and into the fundamental that we call flowing. And here you can just simply go ahead and complete your own certificate. Take the belt that you discover that you have, drag it over from the box at the left into the certificate, but it has to be in the right position. Go ahead. So, having completed that assessment and gotten a virtual certificate in flowing, this new fundamental, good news is that this particular assessment is just the beginning. We actually have 11 fundamentals that are built into our standard programs. And this is apart from the one that you just tried, which is, as I said, it's just experimental. The real assessment that's done in the program isn't done via a set of cute questions like the ones you just saw. We do have quizzes like the one that you just took on flowing, but they're not the heart of the program. The quiz In a quiz you can't quite get the understanding and the evaluation that you need to get. So in my time design, you actually look at all the 11 fundamentals. 7 of them are essential, 4 of them are advanced, and they underlie every single time management system in the world, including the vast majority that don't even have a name. So here's the form that you'd fill out in My Time Design, or one that's pretty similar to it. Once again, you'd put your name at the top left, or sort of the middle left underneath that big purple box. And the 11 fundamentals would be arrayed at, and here's an actual example of an assessment done by Martha A. So as you can see, Martha has accomplished a white and yellow belt in the first fundamental. In the third, she's gotten up to an orange belt. In the fifth, she's gotten up to a white belt. She's just starting out. And her profile looks like a typical profile of someone who has done, hundreds of people who've done our programs and evaluated their current time management system, their current set of habits, practices, and rituals. The thing to understand is that most people put together these practices over years or decades of continuous practice and continuous repetition. They didn't take a course, most people, when they were in their teens. They started to put it together without really following a book or a method or having received no instruction. It's pretty remarkable. However, the results that they come up with tend to look pretty uneven, like the results that you see. So Martha's next step, which of course sort of is the one that sort of jumps at you once you do an assessment that's insightful enough, is where these gaps come from. So Martha has identified 5 gaps in the second, fifth, looks like the eighth, ninth, and 10th and 11th fundamentals. And she's decided she wants to work on those. And that's a typical decision. Most people decide to work on the gaps in their system that would allow them to bring all of their skills up to one level, rather than, for example, working to try to get a green belt in that third fundamental. Most people try to improve at sort of an even rate. So here's her assessment. Now we're just focusing on the 5 fundamentals that she now needs to improve. And here's the next step, is to take the improvements that need to happen in those 5 fundamentals and spread them out over time. So one of the big mistakes that we all make when we learn new time management tips or tools or ideas is that we try to do them all at once. So here in my time design, what I'll show you how to do is to actually build a plan over several months that allows you to change 5 fundamentals, change your practice of 5 fundamentals, one or two at a time. And the remarkable result is that when you break down the changes that you want to make into baby steps, come up with a plan. And the reason that this plan needs to last days, months, even over a year, is that our habits, practices, and rituals don't change easily. As I said, it's taken us years, decades even, to arrive at the system that we currently have. And to change it from where it is right now doesn't take magic. It takes steady effort. And that steady effort, given the fact that we're human, does take time. So in the My Time Design program, here's a sort of summary of what you just saw me take you through. We do the same steps, one additional. In this program, you start with an assessment of the 11 fundamentals. We look for the gaps. I show you how to make a plan that takes you through baby steps over time. And perhaps most importantly of all, where most people fail, I show you how to craft a foolproof support system. One in which you simply cannot escape the improvements that you want to make. And the way that you set that up is by using some of the latest research in habit change, by getting a coach, for example, working in a group, by tracking your changes either on paper or online, using all these different techniques that exist out there so that you can improve your habits over time steadily because you set up the right kind of environment or support system. So people ask us, how can I get instant results? Well, here's the key. The answer is to uncover or discover a series of small steps. Once you've discovered small steps, you can take immediate action, and then you can get instant results. But you don't get instant results simply by knowing 100 things that you need to change. The trick and sort of the art is to convert a great deal of knowledge. And in this case, it's all about converting the knowledge that exists all over the world around time management improvement, translating it into small baby steps that you can take. And in that way, you can produce instant results. So My Time Design is an effective way to tinker with your time management system. Thanks for spending some time to learn more about the new fundamental that we've been working on here at Two Time Labs, flowing. If you'd like some further information about the educational and learning opportunities that we have here at Two Time Labs and My Time Design, simply share your name and email address with us below and click the button. Take care, and I'll see you on the other side. This is Francis Wade signing out.